Okay. Our camera's going?
Sorry.
Okay. Good morning. So our title is The Effects of Colleges and High Schools on Obesity in Their Students by Micah, Calvin, and Sterling. So first, some background information. So according to the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, obesity rate in adolescents 12 to 19 is 20.6%. Also, college students gain an average of 2.5 to 3.5 pounds per year. So why does this issue matter? This issue matters because during adolescence, children undergo developmental changes that affect the rest of their lives. These changes are physical, intellectual, and social. And also, obesity increases the risk of diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer.
So some definitions we have is body mass index, which is the value derived from the height and weight of a person. Physical activity, which is any bodily movement that requires energy expenditure. Obesity, the condition of being grossly fat or overweight. And health conscious, which is to be concerned about one's diet and health lifestyle.
So our group question is, how do high schools and colleges contribute to obesity in young adults? And our thesis is high schools and colleges contribute to adolescent obesity by lowering students' physical activity levels, causing mental health issues, and allowing an increase in fast food consumption.
So our first claim is colleges cause obesity by lowering their students' physical activity levels, or by known as PAL. In a 2017 study by kinesiologists at Pennsylvania State University, several correlations between student work habits and physical activity were found. The researchers found that the higher students' levels of study time were, the higher their levels of the higher their levels of body fat and sedentary behavior were. Sedentary behavior is any time spent laying down or sitting. They also found that the larger a student's course load was, the lower their levels of vigorous physical activity was, and also the higher students' GPA was, the higher they were on the BMI. Another study in 2016 by a collective group of university and institute researchers found that not only are there workload correlations to lower physical activity levels in college students, but also just by attending a post-high school educational institute, you are less likely to reach the healthy physical activity levels than students who just enter jobs and careers after high school. And in conclusion, colleges cause lower physical activity levels in their students through their workloads and the pressure of meeting the requirements of their school.
And so our second claim is that college and high schools allow an increase in fast food consumption, which can lead to obesity. So the first thing that they do is that they tend to increase access to fast food for students. And a study done by the International Journal of Behavioral Nutrition and Physical Activity in 2013 found that students were 2 times more likely to go eat at a fast food restaurant if they were given the chance to go. And schools have been allowing or giving students a chance to go to these fast food restaurants by letting students eat off campus where they could walk to a nearby restaurant, or they're also increasing fast food places on campus where they have a lot more easier access because they can just go after class or during their lunch break. And then also colleges recently have been making it a requirement to purchase a food plan from them, and within those food meal plans, they give the students like a kind of currency or money that they can spend anywhere at like different fast food restaurants. And a study done in 2014 by the Journal of American College Health found that students, the more money they had, the more total meals they ate at a fast food restaurant. And then, so in conclusion, as access to fast food increases, so does the consumption of fast food. And fast food, which is high in calorie and fat, can lead to being overweight and obese.
Okay, so my claim is that colleges and high schools cause mental health issues such as depression and stress, which can lead to obesity. So first, how do colleges and high schools cause mental illnesses? So first, through the presence of bullying. So bullied students often feel sadness and anger, which correlates to depression. And then grades, so if a student has bad grades, then they can be depressed. And then also, students are constantly worried about their grades, whether their assignments are getting put in on time, or if a grade is put in wrong, then they will be worried about that. Then large workloads from teachers, social anxiety, and future plans, meaning post-high school or post-college. Those three things also correlate to stress. So first, depression. So in a study in 2018, researchers Dr. Dalton and Hammond analyzed daily diaries from 127 college students. In these diaries, the students logged their eating habits, their exercise, their depressive symptoms, and stress levels. And in the end, the researchers found that students that logged more depressive symptoms also logged more binge eating. Binge eating is frequently consuming large amounts of food in one sitting. And then in another study, in a peer-reviewed article, researchers gave students surveys and questionnaires to determine if depression, anxiety, and interpersonal problems led to poor eating habits. In the end, these researchers found that higher depressive scores, meaning that they were more depressed, meant that they had poor eating habits, and poor eating habits leads to obesity. So next is stress. So MD Peter Neiman stated that daily stressors such as unstable home lives, bullying, large workloads, and plans for the future, again meaning post-high school or post-college, lead to obesity by causing emotional eating. Emotional eating is eating excessively in order to feel comfort. So, counterpoint.
So, although colleges do cause obesity in their students, there are also many outside factors that cause obesity as well. In a study by health and nutrition specialists from all across the globe, multiple factors were found when it came to college student obesity, some of which being universal factors, or factors that, no matter where students were located, always were true. These factors being people that smoked, were underweight, perceived themselves to be underweight, had low fruit and vegetable intake, and consumed 3 or more hours of TV and video a day, had globally lower physical activity levels than students who didn't. And they also found some transversal factors, meaning that while some factors were found in some areas of study, other countries or locations, those factors were not found. An example of this being Indian males had lower physical activity levels than Indian females. However, in Korea, Korean females had lower physical activity levels than Korean males. So across those two countries, you found the opposite effects of each other. And these can be brought down to some cultural factors that can also affect student obesity levels. And there are also some individual factors that can come down to student obesity. Another study by EDD Jeffrey Pauling found that gender can have an impact on the self-efficacy that you can have in partaking in physical activity. In the study, it found that men had higher self-efficacy for partaking in physical activity and also a better ability to exercise while under stress or in a bad mood. And in the same study, they also found that men and women also have different drives when it comes to exercise. Men are more worried about societal factors, while women are more interested in their physical health and in their physical and mental health.
So some solutions that we have is that we need to better educate students on how to stay healthy mentally and physically. So if students are taught to be more health conscious, that means the same study back in 2014 by the Journal of American College Health found that if a student has a higher health conscious, they're less likely to eat fast foods, they're less likely to eat high calorie meals and high saturated fats. And also, they should be taught how to properly exercise. So exercise can increase metabolism and burn calories. And also, Dr. Kelly Bronwell, a professor at Yale, said that it can also exercise makes you feel better about yourself and makes you want to take better care of yourself, which means you could eat. It makes you want to eat more healthy. And then also, students should be taught how to take care of their mental health, so they're less likely to binge eat and emotionally eat, like Micah said. And then some limitations to that is that a lot of students don't have access to these types of classes that can educate them. And then there's also a limited funding to make these classes.
Okay, so in conclusion, colleges and high schools cause obesity through lowering student physical activity levels, allowing poor eating habits, and causing detrimental mental health issues.
How was the time?
Yeah, 10:20.
10:20. All right, just barely over. Okay, and I have a blinking light on my camera here for